You can also do proof of concepts, which I like to do a lot. So a couple examples with regard to that where, because I used to be in consulting and in finance, we used to do something called balanced scorecarding, which is really just metrics that link to each other on a scorecard, balanced scorecard. And we were trying to sell it to this client saying, I think this would be valuable to you. And we went through the theory and examples of how it would work. But I knew that alone wouldn't get them on board to try it. So basically, I took 2 days and took public information from their website and plugged it into a shell of what a balanced scorecard could look like for them, using the names of their, this was a bank, it was the names of their branches, the actual dollars of revenue, different things, and built a click-down scorecard that showed how everything linked with traffic lighting. And it was just based on information that they had, but it was so much more powerful than just telling it because I showed them through an example of this is how your information could look using this tool. And by showing that example of their own stuff, they were way more engaged. Oh, so we could do this, and how about if we added, yeah, you can, and then I got them talking through it. Whereas if I just used theory or an example that wasn't their own stuff, it wouldn't connect. So using live data, I used to work at Deloitte back in 97 to 2002. And if you remember back there, the Y2K bug stuff that was going on in 99 and everyone were switching off of their legacy systems to ERP systems. Well, I used to run requirement building for companies and then bring in software people like SAP, Oracle, QAD, JD Edwards, all of those PeopleSoft back at that time, and bring them in to do demos. And 3 of them would come in and do demos. 2 of them would inevitably walk them through their software with some generic example like a bicycle shop, right? Even though my client was a hosiery company that made socks, yeah, a little different. But one of them would inevitably take their raw data that they would find and plug it into their software to make it look like a hosiery company, right? And say, this is what our software would look like using your data. Who do you think won those things? It was always the people that personalized, that took their data, put it into their system so that they could show them, by example, this is what you can do with our software. The generic stuff never worked. It was always people that personalized it. Okay? So find examples, ways to show people what this would look like to make it real for them in order for them to buy into it. So if you're trying to convince somebody to do something different, anytime you can show them like the T&E thing or the examples with the software, whatever it is, where the new way or show you an example of this is why this is better than the old way, by showing them, again, creating see, feel, and emotion tied with the example, you're going to get more buy-in and more support by doing that than just running through theory or data or things that don't connect to others.